Hey everybody, it's Mindy here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to spend some time talking about my favorite beach fragrances. I have a series of fragrances here that I wanted to talk about that go great on the beach, in the summertime. And the reason I've been thinking about this lately is a year ago today, my husband and I were in Grand Cayman. We had the most extraordinary time. And right around this time last year, there was something called the coronavirus that started becoming more talked about, and we debated pretty heavily whether we would go on this vacation or not. And ultimately we decided at the time that there was little risk. And it was for my husband's birthday, which only comes around once every 4 years, so it was a special occasion that we wanted to celebrate. Long story short, we came back on March 2nd, and within 10 days of coming back, things had heightened so much that we had chosen to self-quarantine our family, and then within days of that, there became a series of stay-at-home orders that were released across the US. So things happened very quickly, and it's been a tough period of time for a lot of us being in our homes, and I think a lot of us are pining for that moment when we can go back out and do a lot of those fun things that we used to do, and going to the beach, going on vacations, that sort of thing. So today I really just wanted to talk about some of these beach fragrances that I truly enjoy. My house right now smells like a tropical paradise because I've been spraying and playing with all of these fragrances, and today I wanted to share them with you. The first fragrance that I've heard people reference as beachy is Rihanna Reb'l Fleur. And I don't necessarily get beachy from this. It does have coconut, and you can pick up on that a little bit. But to me, it is patchouli heavy. It almost has sort of a boozy scent. I think that has something to do with potentially the plum that's in this fragrance, but this is a very heavy fragrance, and while I wore it eons ago, it's not one that I reach for these days, but certainly one that some people might enjoy and associate with the beach. That is Reb'l Fleur by Rihanna. Now in some cases, I do only have a sample, and I'm debating in some cases whether I would like to move forward with a full bottle, and in this case I have Terracotta by Guerlain. And I'm going to go ahead and spray this to refresh my memory. And this is a very heavily talked about fragrance, a very loved fragrance, and I've mentioned this in the past that I do tend to have a little bit of a strained relationship with white florals, and I definitely get white florals from Terracotta by Guerlain. To me, it's almost indolic when you spray it. You get that jasmine, it's very, very heavy on that jasmine to my nose, and I don't necessarily pick up that tropical beachy vibe that I want from this, but this is more of a classy version of potentially a tropical fragrance. And so this is very nice, and I think it settles into the skin nicely. I'm not crazy about the initial spray. It is heavy on the white flowers for me, but it does dry down beautifully. And while I don't think this is full bottle worthy for me at the moment, this is one that I'm not going to write off. It is very heavily loved, and this is also one that I think if I smelled this on somebody else, I think I'd really like the scent. So maybe a little to be continued on that one, but for now, Terracotta by Guerlain is not one that I'll be moving forward with a full bottle. Now the next fragrance that I wanted to talk about is NYC by Sarah Jessica Parker. This is another one that I have a sample for, and I bought it in a discovery set, and this was very inexpensive. I wanted to try Stash and I wanted to try Lovely by Sarah Jessica Parker, and so I bought this discovery set so I could play around a little bit with the fragrances. So right here I have NYC by Sarah Jessica Parker, and this is also one that would be very beautiful for the beach. It's very soft to my nose, but it's beautiful. You definitely pick up on the coconut, and to my nose, this is similar to Bronze Goddess, potentially without that musk that is in Bronze Goddess. And while I do like this, and I think it's a beautiful scent, in fact, I think it's an inexpensive scent as well, so this might be one that you could blind buy without a lot of risk. It isn't one that I think I'll move forward with a full bottle because it is so light and so soft. I think projection and longevity would be fairly low on this one, at least from what I've read. So while I think it's a lovely fragrance, it's not one that I would like to pursue further. That's NYC by Sarah Jessica Parker. Now another fragrance that I bought the mini for is Vanilla Vibes by Juliette Has A Gun. And this is probably one of the more deceiving fragrances on this list. So when I spray this, I immediately get a very strong beach vibe. And I was thrilled by that. I was so excited. I thought, this is the one. I was thinking in my mind, my search ends here. This is the one. But as this dries down, it dries down to more of a non-distinct vanilla scent. In fact, it's not all that appealing of a vanilla scent to my nose, and a light one at that. I get a little bit of saltiness from this, a little bit of vanilla, but truly the deception comes in with the fact that this smells so beachy. In fact, I know other people that have picked up on that immediately, but when it dries down, it just dries down to this subtle vanilla that doesn't really seem all that appealing to me. I feel deceived by this one. I'm saddened by it, but at the same time, I'm really happy that I didn't buy a full bottle on this one because this is a pricey brand and I would really want to buy a full bottle only if I knew I loved a fragrance. So that is Vanilla Vibes by Juliette Has A Gun. Okay, now you're gonna think all I have is samples and that's not true. This is Angel by Mugler and this is the Eau Croisiere. And this is the 2019 version. So in this version, I pick up mango and grapefruit. And that's all I pick up in this one. Simply mango and grapefruit. And while it's nice, it's fruity, it would be fun for the beach. This isn't one that would translate to a full bottle for me. It doesn't have enough character, it doesn't have enough going on with it that I would want to move forward with a full bottle. But I do think this is a pretty scent and one that a lot of people would enjoy if they're looking for that fruity, beachy vibe. Now here I have the other Eau Croisiere by Angel Mugler, and this one I'm really into. This one has notes of fig, praline, patchouli, magnolia, and vanilla, and this is incredibly pretty. This has sort of a creamy vibe, and I've tested this one out on my skin multiple times, and I do think this is full bottle worthy. It seems like this would have coconut in it. It has that tropical vibe, but I think I'm picking up on the fig when I think I smell the coconut, and this is a really nice scent. In fact, I saw this on FragranceNet recently for around $45 for 1.7 ounces, and I think this is one that would be full bottle worthy in my mind, so one that I might move forward with in the future. Now another one I wanted to touch on briefly is Cristal Noir. I have a mini here and it's a splash which drives me absolutely crazy, but this is one that I wore for a few months quite frequently, and what I pick up from this scent is coconut and gardenia primarily. It's sort of a warm, spicy vibe, and I could see people enjoying this one on the beach. This one isn't one that I gravitate towards so much anymore, but certainly one to consider if you're looking for something maybe for evening beach wear or something to wear to get sort of that semi-tropical vibe for the evening. Versace Cristal Noir is a good one to choose. Another one I wanted to touch on briefly is Beach Walk by Replica. And again, I only have the splash in this situation, but this is one that I enjoy. This is a well done, classy, elegant, beachy fragrance without that coconut or that heavy scent profile that sometimes punches you in the face that can be a little bit overpowering. This one is done very beautifully and elegantly in a way that isn't overpowering. So I think a lot of people might enjoy this scent. It's probably a 7 out of 10 for me. There are others on my list that I prefer, but definitely this would be a nice office scent if you wanted something light and enjoyable, sort of fun, sort of beachy, but not overpowering. This would be a good choice. Now briefly, I wanted to touch on a few Bath & Body Works body sprays that I have, and I like all of these. My favorite of the three is this one. It's called At the Beach, and this is the one that I get the most of that suntan lotion vibe from. This one's really easygoing, but it's sweet. It smells beautiful. It's got some of that coconut vibe, and I find this one to be very, very enjoyable. Now, another one from Bath & Body Works is Waikiki Beach Coconut, and like it says, this has a coconut vibe to it. It smells very nice. You get a little bit of woodiness, you get a little bit of florals. This is another one that's easygoing. Again, I prefer the At the Beach version of all of the beachy fragrances, but but this is a good one to choose as well. It smells really nice, and I feel like all of these would be enjoyable to wear if you're going for that beachy vibe. And the last one I'll touch on from Bath & Body Works is Oahu Sunset Coconut. I don't know why my bottles look a little bit different than the ones on Fragrantica, that maybe they changed the bottle style over time. But from this one I get a little bit of floral, I get coconut, but there's sort of an ambery warmth to this one that I do enjoy. All three of these from Bath & Body Works are reasonably priced, and I enjoy each one of them. Another one that I wanted to touch on is Olympéa by Paco Rabanne. Now this one has sort of a salty vanillic vibe, and it's a nice scent. And while this doesn't smell exactly like being on the beach, it does have sort of that oceanic vibe. It's a summery scent and one that I enjoy as well. So I wanted to call this out if you enjoy salty scents. Okay, another one I wanted to talk about is Bronze Goddess by Estee Lauder. And this one I truly enjoy. This is reminiscent of Black Opium to a degree. It has sort of that warm vanillic vibe, but definitely smells like beachy oils, and one that you would enjoy if you're looking for a beachy scent. The musk is heavy in this scent though, I did notice, and I think, you know, in trying out different versions of Bronze Goddess, it seems like they release different versions every year. I do think I have a preference for the Eau Fraiche. I've tried that on my skin before, and I have enjoyed that one maybe a little bit more than this. This I bought on a steal deal at Ross, and so I picked it up, sort of blind bought it at the time, but since then I discovered there are other versions that I do prefer of this scent. But this is nice, and it gives you that feel that you're looking for. If you want that summery, tropical vibe, you will get it here. This is one I recommend. Go sit on the couch, maybe turn on some Jimmy Buffett, put a electric blanket on so you feel warm, open the door so you get a breeze. You're gonna think you're on the beach. It's just gonna be like a tropical vacation. At least that's what I'm gonna do. I want that feeling so badly. This is one that will take you there. It'll transport you to that beach vibe that many of us are craving right now. Okay, another one that I had to mention is Brazilian Crush by Sol de Janeiro. This one has a double lid for some reason. I don't know why. It's amazing how much nuttiness you get from this scent. It has pistachio, it has almond. I think it also has a little bit of caramel in here, vanilla and salt. This is decadent. It's sweet, it's really enjoyable. This is just beachy in the best way possible. I don't think a lot of people would dislike this fragrance. It does an amazing job of transporting you somewhere where you want to be. It gets you in that mindset. This is tropical, it's summery, it's everything that you want out of a beachy scent. So this one I have rated an 8 out of 10. I really do enjoy this. A great one to reach for in the summer months to take on a tropical vacation or to put you in that mindset that I'm craving. Real quick, I wanted to touch on Hawaiian Tropic Golden Paradise. The only listed notes for this one, I believe, are coconut and sand, and this one's okay. You'd think that there wouldn't be anyone else who could bottle that suntan oil scent better than Hawaiian Tropic, and I think they have maybe 6 of these different types of scents. This is the one I picked up because this seems to be the most popular. But I'll be honest, I don't crave this much. I don't enjoy it near as much as Brazilian Crush. I by far prefer that one over this. This one almost has sort of a cleaner vibe, maybe a like lemony cleaner vibe, which doesn't make sense. That's obviously not in the notes. I don't know why I get that from this. It's okay, it's nice, and it's very affordable. I do have fragrances that I prefer on this list more than this one. So that's Hawaiian Tropic Golden Paradise. One that's good, I would say maybe a 6, 6.5 out of 10, but I think we can do better, and there are other beachy fragrances that I reach for more than this one. One more I wanted to touch on, I do only have a sample for this one, is Holidays by Mancera. And this is a very popular fragrance for good reason. It is absolutely beast mode to my nose, and it has very strong longevity. This will absolutely rock someone's world. This is a 10 out of 10 fragrance for a lot of people, I'm sure. It is a beautifully done fragrance. The notes are coconut, bergamot, tiara flower, ylang ylang, sea notes, vanilla pods, sandalwood, and white musk. And this is just really well done. This will transport you. It will make you feel like you are on the beach surrounded by people wearing suntan oil. That being said, there's something in this fragrance that just doesn't work with my skin. It doesn't work with my nose. I don't know what it is. I think I pick up on a little bit more floral than I'd like to, or potentially it's the musk. But it is one of those fragrances that I'd love to smell on somebody else. If I'm out at a dinner on the beach or at a beach bar and the wind's blowing and I catch a whiff of this scent, I would find it to be absolutely beautiful. So this one is a very nice fragrance. I'm not sure yet if it's full bottle worthy for me. I'm gonna have to test this one out a little bit more, but that's Holidays by Mancera, and definitely I could see a lot of people really enjoying this fragrance. Okay, so another fragrance I had to touch on is Beach by Bobbi Brown. And as you can see, I've worn a ton of this. The notes in this fragrance are jasmine, sand, seawater, and mandarin orange. And while I don't get coconut from this, this captures that scent and that vibe of suntan oil so beautifully, but in the most sophisticated way possible. I do find this to be classy and elegant in a beachy fragrance, which I really enjoy. And I find that nice because you can actually wear this into the office and not have it be so in your face as some of these other beachy fragrances are. Now another thing here, the top noted accord for this fragrance is white floral. And while I do have sort of this love-hate with white florals in some cases, it's done so well in this fragrance that I absolutely love it. So this is probably about an 8 out of 10 for me. It's one I enjoy. I have to be in the mood for some of my beachy fragrances. They're not fragrances that I'm reaching for all the time. I wear my heavy gourmands in the summer. I wear beachy fragrances when I want, but I have to be in the mood to pick them up. So with that in mind, this is one that I enjoy, but not one I'm reaching for all of the time, if that makes sense. Again, Beach by Bobbi Brown. Okay, you guys had to know. La Nuit Tresor Nude. This is one that I really enjoy. This is a very soft coconut vanillic scent, and the first time I smelled it, I didn't think much of it. I thought it was nice, but it's definitely grown on me. This is another one that's classy, it's sophisticated. This is appropriate for any sort of wear in the office as well. And just an overall nicely done fragrance. This is by Lancome, and I really enjoy the entire La Nuit Tresor line. You probably know I have the a la folie, I have the original and the nude, and I have samples of some of the others, and they are just beautifully done fragrances to my nose. I'm enjoying them, and I'll always have them in my collection as long as they're produced. So La Nuit Tresor, Nude, coconut, vanillic, beautiful. Okay, last fragrance, you knew it was coming, La Vie Belle Soleil Cristal. Very beautiful fragrance. The notes in this are mandarin orange, bergamot, pink pepper at the top. There's ylang ylang, jasmine, orange blossom, and iris in the mid. And then the base, it's coconut, vanilla, and patchouli. So very true to the La Vie Belle DNA with added coconut. Very appropriate for the summer. This is a beautiful fragrance. I enjoy wearing it. If you like the La Vie Belle DNA, if you like beachy fragrances, and you like coconut, what are you waiting for? Go out and get this. I think it's a great fragrance. I think most people that enjoy La Vie Belle will enjoy this fragrance, and I wanted to touch on it because it fits this list beautifully along with all of these other fragrances. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys. Take care, and I'll see you soon.